coming back. Hour 2, episode 6, Call of Cthulhu, Amidst the Ancient Trees. Give Jeff some props for showing up. I'm sorry I missed you in the chat, Jeff. But thank you. You've given me some inspiration on this one, and I appreciate it. So we are back, and it's been messy. It's been very Cthulhu-Gooey messy, as per the title of this actual broadcast. Getting some gooiness all over the place. Delicious and black and creepy. So, Thomas handcuffed this guy, but he's between Dyer and Bernard. But it is top of the round with Dyer and Bernard. So you guys can do a little free talking if there's any arguments back and forth or whatever, but otherwise, up to you guys.
Is Dyer's insanity ended?
I don't think you know that, right?
It's been
I don't know that he's insane, but I was just wondering if that affects how he responds.
I think his temporary insanity is worn off because it was just for one round.
Mm-hmm.
So Dyer's kind of coming back too. Then sees that Thomas has one handcuffed, and there's like, what in the hell are you doing?
Arresting the bad guys? Kind of what I do.
So what's your plan then? To take them to the cops?
Yeah.
Can't Agent Highbrook make a spot hidden to look at the wound of this clearly undead creature that he handcuffed to realize it's not a damn person?
So, these things have not made any threatening acts. All aggressive moves have been from you guys to them.
Yep, true. All true.
So, give me a hard time justifying just wholesale slaughter.
Okay. So I'm gonna the Duke is gonna pull out the diary that he has. It says, "Agent, look at this diary. These things are otherworldly, beyond our own, and they worship some creature, god, thing they call master that makes them this way. If you find that to be even the least bit unnatural, I'd reconsider your position immediately."
Meadows is like, it doesn't mean that they're wrong necessarily. They're just different. And he walks over to stand
So
by.
if he's offering the book, I will take it.
Do you offer him the book to actually take and read?
Yep.
All right. Does someone actually want to read it out loud so that other people?
I'll read it.
Okay.
All right. At last our journey is over. We fled the army to escape with our lives and make a new start in Canada, but instead we have found that which we desire on the shores of the Black Lake north of Somerset. It called us here with the promise of life everlasting. It called us here in our dreams. It exists here and yet not here at the same time. It remains trapped in a crystal prison from which it longed to be freed. It came here so many centuries ago upon a comet that broke apart and was scattered around the world. One such piece landed here with part of the crystal that keeps it bound. If we aided in finding the crystal and deliver it to the lake, our benefactor can destroy it, weakening the strength of the prison that binds it. One day it shall ascend to the stars, and we shall bask in its eternal gratitude and power. It is the one true God, the one true master over life and death. We go to join it in the black waters of the lake. We go now to be made immortal by our new God. Galaki, may your will be done.
I mean, so they're crazy. Clearly.
So Thomas is stepped over by. I'm sorry.
Do you not trust your own eyes? Can you see these creatures for what they are?
They're not bad. They haven't been bad to us. Meadows is stepped over by Thomas. He goes, I'd be interested.
Kind of give Meadows a sideways glance. How's he holding up? How does he look? A little wild-eyed, or is he,
Meadows?
Yeah.
He's been wild-eyed for the last almost day and a half or so. He looks a lot calmer now. Cautious.
So out of character, let me just make sure I grasp this concept. Thomas has got this undead creature without an arm who's dead, and Thomas is like, let's give them a chance. And then this other guy's like, wait a second, I kind of like the sound of that. And Thomas is like, hold on now. Hold on.
I'm not saying give them a chance. I'm saying we arrest them, take
give
them
him a
to the
chance.
proper authorities.
To give him a chance.
I mean, that's not chances, more to...
Thomas's priorities are skewed. He's a danger.
He's like, Dyer, you had the same dream. We saw them in the cabin. They said the same things. He's communicating to us. He's chosen us. We have a chance. Immortal life. No fear, no death. It's at least worth listening to instead of just murdering these guys. And he points at your gun.
He points the gun back at him and says, well, then you go ahead and join them. And if you come near me, I'll shoot you too.
Meadows, you have damn well lost your mind.
He goes, of course I've lost my damn mind. And he just starts rambling, just spitting, like, just crazy at you. He's like, we're out in the woods, crazy things, dead bodies walking. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, this is the most sense that's been made here. It doesn't even make sense. I don't even know what I'm talking about. And he's just like huffing and puffing. And he's just like breathing heavy. And he's still standing between like Thomas and the creature and the other two. He's kind of in the middle. He goes, why don't we just leave? Leave it alone and go outside. Should be easy enough.
Why don't you do that, Meadow? Why don't you go outside?
Because I don't want you to hurt him. His name's Jacob. He's a person. Or it was. Whatever. Still has a name. And Jacob's like...
Dyer looks at his gun and it's like, I'll name this one Petunia. It's got a name now. Is it important? Points it right back at him.
Okay, gentlemen, calm down here.
I think...
Clearly, hysterics are taking over, and this is no time to lose your head.
Meadows is holding his shotgun. He's not pointing it at you, Dyer, but he's holding it down, facing down in front of him. But he's tense. He's tense. And, the calmest one there is Jacob, with his right arm barely hanging on, handcuffed to his left arm that's still solidly on, with the moss growing down the right face. He's talking calmly, and he's got no right eye, and it's just green stuff. He's like, Thomas, just let them go. If they're going to be that way. He goes, there's more of my people around here. We can just talk to them later.
I'm not talking to you. Where's the girl?
He goes, what girl?
Name. Jane? Jane.
That's my line.
Couldn't remember her name for a second.
He goes,
Jane, the child.
Okay.
Only reason I'm here.
He goes, everybody puts their guns down. We talk like civilized human beings. I'll tell you.
How about we start with you tell us if she's alive or not, and then we'll figure out if we put our guns down.
You want to do a psychology roll on him? Or, not psychology. Kurt, I haven't seen your face.
Intimidate, psychology.
Not psychology. You need to be intimidate or charm or persuade.
Well, I can persuade.
You may try.
Can you?
He's
Yes.
like, okay, she's alive. Now hold up your end of the bargain and disarm yourselves.
Not disarming myself.
You said you would.
Said we might put our guns away.
He goes, well, I'm finding this very disappointing that you're being very violent. You're not holding your end of the bargain. You're not cooperating. Galaki gives plenty of chances. He goes, but he might be a little upset over August over there, but, there's always more servants of Galaki to be found. Anyway, can we just have a talk like men?
I'm talking right now. Tell me where the girl is.
So he looks over at the other two. He's like, they're still armed and ready to kill me. I'm not going to say anything else.
Dyer speaks up. He's like, I never agreed to that deal.
Yeah, you're making these rules up as you go, and by your own admission, in your seemingly disconnected care for your companion, and Galaki calling them servants, this is no reward. This eternal life is not a gift. It's a curse.
I mean, you choose to see it how you see it, but I have no fear of death. I have eternal life. So does August. Just because he's no longer here physically doesn't mean he's not here spiritually. I'll admit anything to you. That's fine. I'm not afraid. You cannot anger me. There is no emotion to be attached to. You're detached from all of those curses of the mortal coil.
I put my gun away. Will you tell me where the girl is?
He goes, they put their guns away or leave, and I'll talk to you.
This is damned insanity. Agent, if you are so focused on talking to this creature, I will leave you here with it.
He knows where the girl is. That's all I want.
He says he knows where the girl is. But you trust a creature that has no emotion, that doesn't care? So be it. And the Duke walks out of the basement.
Okay. Do you walk out of the cabin or just upstairs?
Walk out of the whole cabin.
So you see the dog out there is just pacing back and forth, just growling and drooling and just barks at you at first, sniffs you to come out, growls a little bit, but then realizes you're not the threat, and then just continues to pace back and forth looking at the cabin. You can do a spot hidden, Bernard, if you like.
I would like.
The sun is out, it's bright. You're thinking about all that just transpired, and so rocks fall. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone's dead. No. So the dog is distracting, so you don't notice anything else at the moment. Let me jump back to the basement with Dyer, Thomas, Meadows, and Jacob.
So what's the gist of what happened while my headphones were off?
Oh,
Is it basically a deal was made like we leave or we drop our weapons and otherwise he doesn't talk?
pretty much, yes. He said the girl was alive, but that's as far as he was going. And then the Duke just walked out and left the cabin.
Because Thomas wants to deal with this creature.
So Dyer looks at Thomas and is like, you really want to try that? You want to talk to him by yourself?
Not my first choice, no.
Well, then get an answer out of him while I still have my weapon pointed at him.
Why don't you suggest we do that to a man without fear?
Well, if he's not going to talk and he's not going to do it on our terms, then maybe we'll just continue the search ourselves.
And if the girl dies,
well, then we can blame this gentleman here who didn't offer to help.
I don't think I could live with that.
I wasn't talking about you.
I'm talking about me. Just go, Dyer. I'll be fine.
Dyer kind of walks towards the door and is like, all right, from here on out, if I notice one weird thing about you, I won't trust you.
Have you trusted me at all?
Up until now. And then he walks out of the cabin, has a smoke. understandably, I think.
It's completely understandable. The dog does the same thing. He sniffs you real quick with a quick growl, and then realizes you're not the threat, and then he's just like, running back and forth in the house. Just keeps, he's always looking at the cabin, and he's kind of like every 20 feet, turn around, come back, 20 feet. So, Thomas, it's you, Jacob, and Meadows.
Meadows isn't a threat, so it's just me here. Talk. Where's the girl?
He goes, so, before I answer that, are you or one of your friends going to dispatch me when I tell you?
No. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care. I just want the girl alive and well.
Okay. If you keep them from dispatching me and promise not to take me from the cabin, but leave me here, I will tell you absolutely where she is.
I'm waiting.
So I want to know, Thomas, in your mind, what you're thinking, are you going to make sure they don't kill him and not make him leave the cabin?
I will do everything in my power.
Okay.
But obviously,
Yeah,
I
don't make him
have-
leave the cabin. He's going to say it 3 times until you get the hint. Don't make him leave the cabin.
Clearly, I only have so much control over my compatriots.
So he looks at you. He seems to study you as you turn to him, And he's, oh, the camera froze. Perfect timing, right? All right, hold on. Bing, ding, project done. So he seems to look at you closely, and study you, and he kind of all right. She's in the logging camp. However,
Where?
the main trail that you were on over the last couple days, going north.
Awful knowledgeable for a man who spent most of his time in a coffin, as far as I can tell.
Yes, that's what you can tell, but you don't know very much. But I know everything about you. It's the same logging camp that you were severely burned when you were a child. You and your friend who's the sheriff of Bennington.
Yes, I gathered that.
So, is it a shock when he hears you say that out loud? What do you think, Thomas?
But I already knew that, didn't I? I mean, I thought we had to confirm that this was the same logging camp. Or are you asking because he knows that information?
Yeah, because he says it out loud. You haven't told anybody,
You lied this whole time. Oh, I'm not there.
Thomas, where are you?
I'm right here. I'm thinking. Sorry.
I can't tell.
So maybe at this point I break a little and I step towards him. How do you know about that?
Yes, Galaki can come to you in your dreams. He can read your thoughts, and he blesses us with those thoughts and memories. He wants to know all about his children, or his, I would say, his possible children.
Not a member of your freak show. I'm just here to find the girl and then go on my way.
Well, she's going to become a servant as well. She's already on her way. Just like everyone else that's in the area. I mean, we're just doing Galaki's bidding. And once he's free, he'll be out of here, and we will go with him to bask in his enlightenment. And then you won't have anything to worry about. So really, you help us, we help you. Maybe we can even bargain for the girl if you just let us maybe help us complete what we're doing.
No.
It's not a bad thing, is it? So, the girl's a prisoner and she should be freed, is what you think. And yet my master is a prisoner and wants to be freed, but you don't think that's right? How is that fair? Why should one creature be freed and another be imprisoned? Do you really have the righteous indignation to make that call? Are you the judge?
Your master terrifies me, quite frankly.
And the girl might terrify a small critter or ants, and yet she should be imprisoned. She might seem like a giant scary monster to others smaller than her. You're not making any logical sense.
Neither are you. We're done. Where in the logging camp is she?
He goes, I'm not going to go that far. I just can't let you waltz in and start killing my friends and just trying to take things. We're working. And if you try to interrupt that, they're going to kill you. Or enslave you. You want to be careful.
We'll see about that.
He goes, all right, well, if you walk straight into the camp, or straight up to the gates, they're going to see you coming from a mile out. The path that you came on to come up to this cabin, if you continue on that, it takes you up alongside the lake, and you can sneak around to the east side there if you don't want to be seen. I just thought, you've done your part and you've been honest. I can see your thoughts and everything, so your heart and your integrity is true, Thomas, and I do admire that. We would love to have you.
Bet you would.
Join the club today. Membership is free.
No, we're not joining any club.
He doesn't
All
say
you need
that.
to do is become an eternal puppet.
I'm leaving now. Meadows, are you coming with me, or are you staying here with this freak?
He goes, he's like looking. Duke, do you want to make a POW roll for Meadows?
I can make a power roll for Meadows.
I want your finger on the trigger.
Note that he said he can, not that he wanted to.
I was like, fine. I'm going to go too. Jacob just nods like, it's fine. I'll clean up here.
Yeah.
Your friends left quite a mess.
And,
You know who Meadows is?
Oh.
Meadows is Yeller. Just saying.
Go ahead, Thomas.
I would appreciate it if you didn't follow us.
Oh, I won't.
And I leave.
And Meadows follows you, and Jacob does not. So you guys are outside. I think, Dyer, you're just finishing your smoke, And Meadows comes out, and he actually looks a little bit better than he has. He's kind of holding his head a little bit, and he's just like... Dog comes up barking at him, growls, then the Spike, your lab, comes right up to you, Thomas. Growls for a second, and then it's just all over your feet. He's barking, bark at the cabin. His tail's going furious. His ears are laid back, but his hackles are up. But he's also trying to by you at the same time, warm up to you, right?
It's okay. I'm okay. She's at the camp. Let's go.
So everybody can make spot hiddens at this point. I think, yeah, everybody can do it. That's fine. I'll throw down for Meadows.
Meadows.
Two hard successes. Not gonna give it to Dyer tonight, is it? Just wants to curse you. All right, so. Well, I guess it's easy. I kind of already told you about it, Thomas. I didn't need to tell you, but and let's see if I can find a map. I think my maps is too revealing.
That's right, map. Take it off. Woo!
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So I'm not gonna do that right now. Anyway, that's fine. We'll come to it when we need to. So you guys are outside, and you do notice you can go back the trail that you came from, but the same little foot trail that you brought to this cabin continues to go kind of northeast. Thomas, you take into account what he told you. So you can backtrack to the main logging trail to go straight north, or you can continue a little northeast and come up along that. So, like you come right at it, or you would come like along this way.
Right. So, if we follow this trail, we'll come from the backside of the logging camp. Maybe catch up. Anybody be there by surprise. Probably should hurry. From what I can gather, she's in some kind of danger.
I think everyone in this woods is in greater danger than we originally thought.
Yeah. We going?
Dyer will make up the end of the group. He'll stay behind the rest of them.
Oh, as far as marching order?
Yep.
Okay, so which way are you traveling? A, B, or a new C?
Dyer is going to let Thomas take the direction since he got this surely no strings attached answer from this undead creature who serves
I don't know why you have to be so harsh
God.
about it. Jeez. So presumptuous.
Dyer's seen some things, man.
I know.
That's why this doesn't necessarily shock him that much.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll take the way around the lake. If nobody has any objections.
You said up by the lake?
Yeah, the way that the lovely creature told me.
I thought he was just a man. What changed your mind?
You don't know my eternal thoughts. Maybe just a man. Maybe not.
Disguised as a man playing.
He's a
another
man with a plan. He's banging on some pots and pans.
Anyway, we're here to find the girl and to bring her
And-
home safe. So let's
Hanging
do
from
that.
a rubber band.
Maybe we can make some plans. Maybe we can steal the van.
Yes,
All right, I'll come back to the map later once it's official. Okay, so you guys travel the northeast footpath up along the lake.
Mhm.
we are going to take the most conspicuous route.
Do whatever you like. Don't matter me none. Let me go back to the original map page that we had out.
Mhm.
I think it makes sense to mark you right about there. That's the only lake on the map that they gave. So
Look at Somerset.
cross kind of line, which maybe you don't know that you have or not, but you travel quite a bit. So
This is the lake. Is this the Black Lake we've heard so much about?
dun, 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 dun. Maybe. Anyway,
Dun.
so let's jump back over to this one right here. So it is. Let's see. It takes a little while longer. We're gonna say it's about 3 in the afternoon as you actually come, and you come up across like atop of a dune. It's turning less dead trees and more dead grass. It's actually all yellow as before. Dead quiet. No seagulls. No other bird life around the lake area. I don't know if there would be seagulls, but either way, there's no
Kinda far.
waterfowl of any sort that you see. Ducks or swan, geese, anything like that. Nothing. No.
What about undead creatures?
No undead creatures. I mean, all the different types of birds. All the
Okay.
different types of undead birds too.
Tentacle monster?
Well, don't get ahead of yourself. Come on now.
That's next episode.
This is water, and there's this Cthulhu. So, hey, I'm wearing a Miskatonic University shirt. It all adds up. So, and if it doesn't add up, that's just even more perfect because it doesn't need to make sense. That's the brilliant thing. Anyway, getting ahead of myself. Or outside or behind, whatever. So, you come and you go over this dune and you come alongside and you finally come down and you're along this lake. And let's see, who had the lake dream? Was that Thomas?
I had the lake dream.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Thomas, as you come across up to this lake, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun's starting to tip down, in its decline near the horizon, and you're coming up and you're coming around a corner, but you notice that you guys are looking at this. It's kind of the water is just ugh. As you get close enough to the edge of the water, you see that the water is black. It's stagnant. It has a weird, funny metallic smell to it. Looks very oily and very disgusting.
Of course.
And I'm going to reveal a picture in a second. I'm going to roll 20. So make sure everybody takes a look at that. I have to go to the right layer. And so you come around the corner, and I don't know, the picture's turned around. You would probably be coming from the far side of the picture. That's the way it makes sense, not from the near side. But let's go right there.
Dude.
Picture. I couldn't see a picture.
That's gross, man.
I think you can.
No, I really actually can't. I am still seeing the coffin pictures.
I think Dustin sees it.
That's gross.
You got to zoom out and scan over to the right. It's a horizontal.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Do those metal spikes look familiar?
They might. So go ahead and everybody make sanity rolls right now.
Pass.
No.
Yeah, I pass. I pass on the sandy rolls.
I'll do Meadows for him.
Burp, burp.
All the way to the top. Meadows success. Where his sanity goes down. So we just need a sanity from good old Dyers, I think, right?
Is he good?
Possibly.
So, all right. Oh boy. Oh Dyer. So Kurt, you take one. You take one.
Again.
Yep. It's usually going to be one for successes. That's like, and I did. So the other two of you roll a d6 each. And that's how much sanity you lose. 5 for the Duke. So that puts him at 51. Holy crap, Dyer. Roll 20 hates you. I'm starting to believe your theories.
Only took a year.
So this time, like, you've seen a lot of things. You've withstood a lot of things, Duke. This one's a little much. Dyer has not withstood as much, but it's still quite a bit. As you come around the corner and you see 5 people strapped to these wooden poles with curvy, cylindrical metal spikes sticking out of their chest. You see blood and viscera covering all over them. And you noticed, and I'll just give it to you, that some have the same flecks of paint on them, on their overalls and their clothing as the other dead artist. The artist camp had 6 people, according to what you figured out. And you found 1, and there's 5 here. And you can see that they're all laying there. And it's crazy. So, Dyer's going to have something happen. And now the Duke is going to have something happen. Bouts of Madness real time. Now, once again, we can roll a d10 to see what randomly happens. Or between the two of you. And I think Dyer, something much worse might happen to you because you've went through it. But I'm going to ask the Duke first.
Just roll randomly.
What's that?
Just roll randomly.
Go. You want to roll random?
Yeah, that's fine.
Roll a d10. Was that a 1?
Yep.
And roll another d10. I can't. What does that say? 5?
8.
8.
Okay, for 8 rounds. And we'll, not to keep the exact count, but you rolled amnesia. Investigator has no memory of events since they were last in a place of safety, lasting 8 rounds. So this shock is too much for you. Things blank out. You remember nothing since, I'm thinking, at least your last, oh boy, probably waking up in the morning at the campsite before you went to the one cabin with the guy speared on the tree, and then the other cabin with the guys in the basement, and then now.
Maybe even as far back as the first night we camped.
I'm gonna let Dustin think on that one. That's his call.
Would you say the last place of safety?
Yes, and that can be
like the last time the Duke felt safe.
That works. Yeah, it's kind of ambiguous, a little bit on purpose. I mean.
All right, I will go ahead and say that it was actually in town, because really at no point out in the woods did he feel very well. That's the last time he rested safely. No, he was comfortable in the woods up until stuff started happening that first night.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll just say it like that. He'll just think he just thinks, but I clearly can't ignore the freaking crap in front of me.
Where was your last safety?
I would just say probably leave it, just trekking through the woods that first day. So he has no memory of basically everything that we found in the woods.
Okay. And that's where you're going to be for this next little bit. And then
Okay.
Dyer. Keeper amends one backstory detail. Okay, so that's what I didn't do. Phases of insanity. Underlying insanity. Further insanity loss results in another bout of madness. Investigators prone to delusions. Okay. Do you want to roll on the d10 or do you have another idea?
I'll just roll. I don't have a specific idea at this point. Not one that fits.
Sure,
fits him.
We can make it fit, and if it really doesn't work,
What am I rolling again? 1d10?
Yep, and then you'll probably roll another d10 after that. So that's a 6. That 6 is faint. So maybe this is what it is, okay? Wooden poles are a lot like trees, or we used to be trees. These people are wearing camouflage-ish colored clothes. Maybe this sounds dumb. Stop me if it's too dumb. But these trees are moving. These are trees surrounded by Union soldiers at war. It's all coming to life. Gunshots and cannon explosions, and these trees are moving like Ents out of Lord of the Rings, but they don't have faces. And it's just your imagination is so overloaded. God, this is so dumb. It's so overloaded that you're just and you faint dead away and collapse on the ground. For about 2 rounds worth, which is 10, 12 seconds.
That works. We can also say that the blood was really, the wound and
Sure.
his ears. He had a headache, and then he saw this weird stuff, and maybe the stakes kind of reminded him about what he's seen in the forest with, things moving that within seconds that should normally take centuries to move. And he just kind of passed out.
Okay.
Okay, so the Duke, not having any memory of the last 2 days or so, suddenly seeming that he was in the woods and now he's next to a lake, confused, seeing a direman fall over with a wound on him, but still trying to be a proper English gentleman and not make a fuss. Just stops and seemingly tries to figure it all out, but tries to not look confused and seem cool. But he really has no clue what's going on right now.
That's very complex, but I think that's very him. That's my feeling. Do you want to?
He's just kind of stopping, kind of like holding back, kind of looking around. He's confused, but he's trying not to look confused. While panic is clearly kind of setting in internally because he doesn't know at all what's going on.
Sure. You were suddenly in the woods and suddenly you were at the lake's edge. Maybe you came out, boom, right into the lake's edge, but there are 5 people speared through on these poles. Very, very, that wasn't a good snap. Nope, not a good, whatever, very quick transition.
Oh, I can't do it either.
I know, it's like, I usually can. Oh, my fingers aren't working. Damn it. Oh, I like that. It's just very, and you're suddenly, I don't know if anyone else heard that sound. You're suddenly you're standing there. And Meadows like, you're right, Your Grace?
Still in shock, doesn't know what to say right now.
That's fine.
He's just like,
Oh.
Yep. He just says, yep. Which is a weird thing for the dude to say.
We go and see
you
if we
guys,
can.
you guys are standing right about here on the map, right? Like you're only like maybe 10 yards away from them, right? Sorry, go ahead, Thomas. I'm about to do something else, but I want to hear what you have to say first.
Sorry, I see Dyer collapse, and I move to him to see if I can help him.
Okay.
So, check him over.
He's not like out cold, but he fell, like the sand's soft enough that he doesn't really hurt himself, but he makes a loud clunking noise because he has a lot of gear and a lot of guns, and he just kind of like
a lot of guns.
And it's hard to tell if he's wounded because he's covered in blood because of the bandages he made are covered in blood.
He's probably flushed up in some areas, but really pale otherwise, and just he lost a lot of blood, and he's kind of like so he's not out cold. He's trying to like his eyes are trying to flutter back open. He's not quite there yet. The Duke is just standing there like and Meadows is kind of like has his hand on his shoulder, just kind of just being patient or whatever he would do. Just kind of make sure he's okay, but just at his side now, kind of back to where he was a little bit before he started getting all worshipy crazy. And Thomas is at Dyer's side, and then because you can never, it has to be worse.
Let's make it worse.
As you're looking, suddenly you realize that they're not holding still. They're moving. They're moving.
Okay.
And then the female in front there, she just like her eyes open and she's like, ah! Ah! And then the rest are all like, ah! And they all start moaning and hollering, and she looks your way and she's just like, they took us right from our camp, walking corpses. They took us to the dig site where the others are being held. There's a boy and a man. There's a boy and a girl. One of us got away though. The dead are trying to lift something out of a pit. Please, they're using tools. Dynamite. And she like collapses. And then the dude that's one pole closer to you, further in the picture there, he's like, yeah, dynamite, lots of dynamite tools. I don't know why. Wait, please. You gotta remove the spikes, please. The spikes.
So I definitely would get up and go to them and try to help them, I guess.
Well, everybody but Dyer can make another sanity roll.
Oh, good. More sanities.
Dyer has actually got like the best.
Finally.
I choose not to because I'm clearly amnesiac right now.
Should I roll just to see what it
No.
would have been? Or should I save it? I'll save it.
Kind of out of it right now.
Might want to save it. Oh no, you get to roll it, Duke. You get to roll it.
But I have no context for what's going on.
You still see blood and viscera everywhere.
I mean,
Oh, nice.
you're awesome. You're like, you suddenly snap back to reality.
Maybe I do.
Maybe you're still going to be a little bit out of it for a minute. But you, let's see. Meadows and Thomas are going to take one. You did a nice save, so.
He still takes one.
That's not fair. Critical can't get punished on a critical.
Technically, well, it doesn't matter. I say you're fine. So. What's going on?
This is a game of attrition because no matter how many times I roll a sandy roll, every sandy roll, my sandy still got down 16 points.
Because you're still seeing something crazy. And you're at, what, 49 now? Am I right, Thomas?
Yes.
All right, Bernard's 51, Dyer's 31. The race is on. And my keyboard's being
Kind of the
released.
point. It's kind of the point to the whole universe, right? Even the strongest minds eventually snap.
Yep, and you
Yeah,
can
I
actually
know.
get sanity back. You can get sanity, luck. That stuff can come back if you survive and you do good things.
That's right.
You can
I
start.
tell you what. If we make this live, boys, I'm gonna pay for the best damn psychologist in the world to treat us.
Check myself into Arkham Asylum.
I'm gonna pay for a whole damn building of them.
I'll name a wing after you if you keep my ass alive.
So yeah, what'd you say? Yeah, so one just saying, please, I can feel it.
So
Wait.
I would definitely, if Dara is not in immediate danger, just fainting like a little girl. I will definitely just get up and go.
Diamond saved your ass so many times.
I know.
I mean, as far as I can remember, it's at least 17, 18 times.
I don't think it was that many.
As far as I
that's what I
remember,
recall.
it was like 17, 18 times.
Whatever. So I go to the nearest one that's moving and
They're all moving.
try to help them.
So it's a girl. She's like, please, it's burning away my soul. I can feel it etching into my conscious. Kill me, rip the spine out now, please.
So can I take the spike out of her without killing her?
There's only one way to find
You
out.
have absolutely no idea. You can make, I'll give you a fleeting chance. You can make a mythos roll if you you have a 5% chance.
You can either end her suffering so she doesn't feel any pain, or
Boom!
you can
Oh!
make her feel agony as you pull the spike out of her, only for her to still die.
Oh.
You're
You
not.
clearly don't know.
You have no idea. She's like, please, pull the spike out, please.
Alright. I mean, she's begging. I will close my eyes and pull the spike out.
Clearly, pulling that spike out of self-defense.
That's the name of the episode. It was self-defense.
It was self. You know what? That is the name of the episode. All right.
No, it's aggressive self-defense.
I'm gonna put it up for a vote. We'll talk about it. All right. So, who has the lowest luck? Oh, that's Dyer. Dyer, make a luck roll.
Dyer.
I can't. I'm passed out.
Just
Close.
you're making a group luck roll. Go ahead.
No, I'm passed out.
Well, I'll make it for you then.
Yeah.
But I'd rather you do it.
Better not. Did you expect anything different?
No.
No, no, not at all.
Let's make it worse.
So, you pull the spine out. It takes a little tugging. It resists at first, and then you rip it free. And it's, I believe, let's see how it is. The thicker part is, I don't know. It's not that much wider at the other end, but the thicker part is the part that's in their chest. And as you rip it out, I mean, they were kind of bellowing before, but she bellows a hysterical scream at the top of her lungs. Like, you've never heard so much pain in a scream. And as you pull it free, just stuff comes out of her chest that's organs or whatever. And she just immediately collapses and is dead.
Jesus, dude. That was the
feel
worst
like
thing you could
I
possibly do.
feel
You
like I
just
would have done
tortured.
this a different way.
You
like,
just tortured her to death, man.
That's just what I said.
her to death.
He opted, instead of just like chopping her head off and that's it, to rip this thing out of her slowly and have her last minutes
I
be
feel
agony.
like if it was a wider end, that I
It's
would have
too late.
instead tried to
to-
pull her
you-
off instead of the other way around.
You know, hindsight being what it is.
I didn't.
The
make
last
this-
moment of this innocent woman's life
You know
was you
what?
torturing her in
And
painful
yet,
agony.
a couple of hours ago, he's holding this undead union creature, and he's like,
Yeah.
give him a chance, guys. Give him a chance.
I hope Meadows
Okay.
saw that whole damn thing.
All right,
Meadows,
all right.
Meadows, that's the shit you wanted.
I do
Stuff you wanted.
enjoy this banter, but it's way out of character. And Thomas didn't know. So I want to know what happens next because we're going to find a good cliffhanger here. Dyer, you just came to as you saw like her death throes and her head collapse, and Thomas is holding a metallic spike in his hand. Just like the
That's true. You just came to as Agent Highbrook ripped a spike through an innocent woman, and she screamed in agonizing death.
But the rest of them,
What do you do?
The rest of them are also screaming like, they're like, yeah. The next one over is like, remove the spine, remove my spine too. And then it was like, me next, please, my soul, my soul. So they're all begging you to do it, Thomas.
Oh, there you go.
Meadows is like, oh. Thomas, do you want help?
I'm covered in blood.
Yep.
Welcome to the club.
You did that to yourself.
You're not that bad. The way you would have like on a side had to pull it out. You might got a little bit, but you might have jumped back in time. So Kurt,
I feel like I would have some kind of emotional response to this.
you want to make a sanity check or some other type of thing?
I do not want to make a sanity check. However, I do feel it is appropriate.
Well, it's your character.
Yeah.
So this is the part where you play your character and decide what that emotional reaction is.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do a psychoanalysis check and determine whether you have just murdered someone?
I think that's what you do.
Do you feel emotions? Are you a sociopath? Did you gain pleasure from that? You may be a psychopath.
Okay. So I saved my sanity roll.
You keep your crap together. You keep your poop in a group for another few moments. And so Dyer, you're waking up and seeing this like Thomas is like unsure and Meadows is walking forward from the other side or no, up next to him. He's like, I'll help you do it.
Meadows is like, I want to join this party.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what you're doing, Luke.
We're right at the end, Thomas. What's your decision?
Did I just shoot him instead? I feel like it'd be better.
Do you have bullets enough?
I have bullets.
I mean, you can completely cap them in the head if you wish, or however you want to do it.
I'm not sure that I don't think I can do that. in
He's
cold blood.
uncomfortable with this clear moral quandary.
I am. He is uncomfortable with that.
Maybe you should
Like
consult.
I
with your
can't.
union friend.
So basically, he stands there like kind of in shock. I didn't hear what you said.
He said, maybe you should consult with your union friends.
No, I want to hear this. I want to hear Thomas's more
So
quantity.
Thomas kind of stands there in shock for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of whispers to himself, I can't do it. And just kind of looks forlornly at the rest of them.
Ooh.
Like, you can't knowingly kill somebody.
So
The first one was, he was unsure, but now it's like, he doesn't know. He can't
that's
just kill somebody.
okay.
You just did though.
I think that's like where the picture that we're looking at here. I think that's the camera right here. But you guys are at the other end of it, you know, like all kind of right here, right? And this first lady, I mean, that's the one that you did up there, nice and neat, and with a bow on top there. And I think we're at this view, and it kind of starts to go upward, pan upwards, and look over them, like moving towards a bird's eye. And we just see like Thomas looking at the spike and just kind of like looking at them forlornly, as he says. And they're just screaming and bellowing, "Me next, me." Meadows comes up next to him, puts his hand on his shoulder, like, "You want help?" Dyer is behind him, just starting to sit up, and the Duke is still kind of like just disbelieving and looking at the whole situation. We kind of come up and we pan away, and we turn around and we go up the beach towards the dig site. And you guys don't see this or know this. You come up along the edge and we see this scene that we'll see next week, I'm sure, with a pole and a rope going into the water, and then this rope that goes across all these different poles all the way into the dig site. And we follow the camera on the rope, and then this rope goes right down into a hole, and the camera goes right down into the hole to follow it, and it goes black as we do that, and that's the end. So, that's the end of episode 6, Amidst the Ancient Trees, for Cthulhu-Goo, Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, 7th edition. It got a little sick tonight, I have to say. I don't want to cut the camera just yet. It was definitely a little more intense, a little more in-party intensity. What do you guys share your thoughts? How's it going? How you feeling?
I feel like Dyer's gonna eventually murder me.
He's gonna eventually what? Murder you?
Yes.
Well, he would probably be justified considering you are actually a murderer.
You either die a hero or you see yourself live long enough to become the villain.
I am not. Two-faced, I am not.
Awful quote. Make any sense?
Well, I mean, what do you guys think about? I mean, you guys created this, right? Like, I just threw the ingredients in, but maybe stirred it a little bit.
Well, I can tell you, Dyer's first thoughts as he comes to, I mean, I don't think I can really weigh in on what he's thinking because he's just now coming to, but he remembered his what he said to Thomas, and now he's waking up to see him murdering someone.
But
It's like a proud father looking at his son.
the people
Good job, my boy.
You can also tell that the people want it to happen. They're asking for it to happen.
Well, of course, but if these are potential servants to this religious deity, maybe that's the problem.
What's that? What's
From
the problem?
Dyer's outlook. Maybe.
You're low.
Am I? One
Yep.
second.
There you go.
From his standpoint, you got people who are on stakes who are asking to essentially be killed. And there's a whole religious kind of cult thing going on. So he might be thinking that that's exactly what they want. And so Thomas is helping them get what they want or help this religious creature.
I guess that is a thought. That's not, I mean, you don't know, right? Obviously, this is all alien to you, so who knows what's right and wrong. And that could easily be a thought that you're having, though, for sure. And that's why I'm asking the question. I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that's what he's waking up to, is a whole lot of new stuff. I'm actually expecting to probably make a sanity roll once it becomes my turn, which I'll fail.
Yeah, we'll probably have to start with you making a sanity roll because you're going to see these people moving and screaming, which you didn't see before.
Yep.
Alrighty. It's bedtime for me. That's what I'm thinking, by the way.
But what's that? Wait, what? What did I miss?
There it is.
Oh, I was going to do it for next time. Okay, so that's where we're starting out next time. We'll see you next week. Let's do some shout-outs real quick. I'm going to start with Dustin, and then Kurt, and then Dem. Anything you want to say to cap off the night or play anything?
Absolutely. For the record, I think our agent's actions were morally reprehensible, and I am deeply troubled as a human.
It's gonna make Dyer go crazy. He's gonna see what Thomas did, and he's gonna fail a sanity roll.
Man, the guy with the lawful heart trying to do the right thing is the bad guy. It's so good. It's good drama. I mean, this is good drama. There's a lot of tension. Now, obviously, it's just in character, but there is some good tension there. Ooh. Rebuttal, Kurt?
I don't know. I think actually, if Dyer called him a murderer right now and tried to like strangle him, he might actually not do anything. He feels very remorseful at the moment.
Oh, I keep forgetting the dog. The dog would just probably be barking crazy at these things, or whimpering. Maybe whimpering. I'm not sure.
Also, yeah, don't say Dyer by name, because then he might stab you in the head with a machete.
Yeah, he just
You
Dyer.
don't know my name.
I mean, if we're gonna honor this sanity roll, it might happen anyways.
a wild Dyer appears and stabs you in the face.
Roll a d4, Dyer. May as well just do it right now, and then I'll mark it, and then it'll be we're already set for next time. Shoot. That's pretty sick. 29. All right, that's the end. Go ahead, Dem. If you have anything, you sound muted.
Again.
You said 29.
Are you down to 29, Sanity?
Oh, yep.
All right. All right. Why that? It's trying to spell check. Ignore. There we go. All right. Well, that's it. That's it for the outros, shoutros, except for, go ahead, Dem. Go ahead and do your thing, and then we are going to call it a night.
Okay. The reason why 2017 the comic is listed on my little nameplate is because I run a webcomic called 2017 the comic. You can visit the website 2017thecomic.com to see all the comics, join the Discord, subreddit, all that stuff. Still new, so not a lot of people there, but hopefully that'll change over the course of the next few months. So,
Thought I had more time to eat this for.
maybe I'll do a comic about how shady Roll20 is.
I hope so.
100% shady.
I just want to be in one in a really abstract, however you do it. Just, I don't care if you give me horns or whatever you do. Just like, no.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Oh, I'm just going to be so proud of that moment. Anyway, well, thank you, everybody joining. Players, thanks for playing. Thanks for the audience for viewing. And just until next time, I'm Lucas. This is Lucasgvariety. Check us out, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Check out all the stuff in the chat below on YouTube. Has all the stats there. You can go follow, Dem at 2017 the comic and myself. And we will see you next time. Thanks for playing.